It's your first time in Italy and you forgot your toothpaste. This happened to me my first time in Italy, except I wasn't going on vacation. I was moving there for 5 months. I quickly sought out my professor for help. I learned that there are a variety of places to find what you need. Food can be found at La Panetteria, Il Macellaio, or La Pizzeria. Necessities can be found at La Profumeria, La Farmacia, or Tabaccheria. Shopping purposes and leisure can be found at Il Bar Cafe or Il Vendore. I know it seems like a lot now, but don't worry. Once we get started and you know what these places are, it'll seem easy. Let's start talking about things that are very likely to happen. Like we said in the introduction, while you were packing, you forgot your toothpaste. So where can you go? You can go to La Profumeria. In America, these are perfume shops. We all know that perfume shops only sell perfume. But in Italy, La Profumeria, or perfume shops, sell everything from toothpaste to body lotion and shampoo and conditioner. You see that it's behind the counter and you can't reach for it, so you need to ask for help. You can say, vorrei il dentifricio. Vorrei is the word for I would like, and dentifricio means toothpaste. You're in Rome and you're seeing some beautiful things, and you want to buy a postcard to send back to your grandmother so she can see what you've seen. My suggestion is going to Il Tabaccheria. These are tobacco shops. They have the biggest variety of postcards and are usually the cheapest. Now, all you need is a stamp. So, you go to the counter and you ask for I francobolli. These are the word for stamp. After the soccer game of Rome vs. Milan, the screaming fans started to give you a headache. So, you can go to La Farmacia, which is a pharmacy. Some of the products look the same as they do in America, so you might not need some help. But if you do, go to the counter and ask the person, male, which means sick, and then point to your forehead. He'll learn that you're trying to say, I have a headache. The moment we've all been waiting for. It's time to eat. It's breakfast time and you want to start the day off right. So you can go to La Panetteria, which is a bakery shop. They sell everything from bread to cannolis to desserts and breakfast croissants. It's noon and you want a sandwich for lunch. So you can go to Il Macellaio, which is a butcher shop. They sell sandwiches and they would make one to your liking. So you can ask the butcher, un panini, which means a sandwich. It's dinner time and you want to try some of that famous Italian pizza. We all know that pizza is the best in Italy because that's where it originated. So you can go to La Pizzeria. Now in America, pizzerias are walk-in and take-out places. But in Italy, a pizzeria is a sit-down restaurant where you can find the best pizza for the best prices. After dinner, you realize that you forgot to buy your mom some gifts and your sister. You remember that they wanted some purses and jewelry. So, you can go to Il Vendore, which are a vendor. You can find these anywhere. They're always lined up and down the streets on tables. So, the vendors are usually the best prices and the traditional Italian craftsmanship. Of course, stores have these things too, but why go to Italy and buy something in a store that you can buy in America? Right before you go to your hotel, you want to wind down the day with a nice glass of wine. So, you can go to Il Bar. A bar, in America, is always overcrowded and noisy. But in Italy, they're cute, quaint, and very quiet. They often have snacks and outside tables for you to enjoy the nightlife as it passes you by. A few tips before you go to Italy. Everything, every day, closes from 1 to 4 p.m. So, I suggest sightseeing before 1 p.m. Use those hours between 1 and 4 to have lunch. Restaurants typically don't open for dinner until 7:30 or 8. So, you can find things to do until then. They also do not have tips, so don't tip the waitress. In Italy, restaurants and pizzerias have something called a coperto, which means a seat charge. It can vary between €1 and €3. It's basically a charge for sitting down at the table. Also, Italy is very big on being polite. I've already given you a few polite words to say to people when you're looking for something, but here are a few more. Ciao, which means hello and goodbye. It's nice to say this when leaving and entering. Grazie means thank you. Per favore means please. And the biggest one of them all is quanto costo, which means how much is it? You don't want to go to Italy and not know how much anything is when you're buying anything. You'll never know if you're being ripped off or not. So if you remember any of these, please remember quanto costo. I can almost guarantee that all these situations will happen, if not only some of them. Like I said, in big touristy cities like Rome, Milan, and Venice, a lot of people speak English anyway, so you'll be able to find good assistance. Italy is very different from America. I quickly came to love Italy, and I know that you will too. It's a unique country, but if you can accept it for its differences and realize that it's its own place and not every place can be like America, you'll learn to love it too.